Very good morning, my dear students. Today we will study chapter 5, Force and Pressure. In this chapter, first we will study about force. Living things can move on its own. Okay, for example, if I want to move from here to here, I can move on my own. But what about the non-living things? Non-living things need some actions to move them from one place to another. We have to apply some force. What is this force? Force means push or pull applied on an object. Push means to make something away from oneself. Okay? And pull means to bring something towards oneself. Force is a vector quantity. What is the meaning of vector quantity? Vector quantity means the quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Okay. For example, okay, first, what is the unit of force? Unit of force is Newton. Okay, force unit is Newton. It is represented by N. Like, if I measure the length of this marker, for example, I say that the length of the marker is 10 centimeters. Okay, so length is a scalar quantity. Why? Because here the unit only having a magnitude. Here direction is not required. But force is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. Okay. And the unit of force is Newton. Let's say there is one object. Let's say there is a box on a table. Someone is applying 10 Newton from this side. Okay. So in case of force, direction is very important. This arrow is indicating that someone is applying the force on this box in this direction. Okay. If, let's say, 10 Newton is applied on this box in this direction, so what will happen? The box will start moving in this direction. Okay. But if someone starts applying same amount of force from this direction, let's say 10 Newton, from that side also the same amount of force someone is applying. So what will happen? Both the forces, they will cancel each other and the box will not move. So we saw that the force is a vector quantity. It has both direction and magnitude. If I increase the number of this force, let's say this is 50 Newton. One person is applying force on this box in this direction. Okay. And the amount of force, let's say it's 50 Newton. And someone is applying from that direction only 10 Newton. So now the box will move or not? Definitely box will move. In which direction box will move? Box will move in that direction. Okay. Because more amount of force is being applied in that direction. So let's revise. Force is a vector quantity and the unit of force is Newton. Now, after understanding what is force, what are the effects of force? We cannot see force, but the effects of force can be seen. So let's study what are the effects of force. Force can change state of motion. If, let's say, there is one ball on the floor, okay? Let's say someone comes and kicks the ball. Ball was there on the floor. Ball was at rest. Someone came and kicked the ball. So what will happen? Someone kicked the ball means applied force on the ball. So ball started moving. Okay. Ball was at rest. Someone came, kicked the ball and the ball started moving. So force can change state of motion. Earlier the ball was at rest, but when force was applied, so the ball started moving. So with the force, we can set any object into motion. But let's say someone is throwing ball towards me. If I apply the force, if I catch the ball, then I can stop the ball. So a ball is in motion coming towards me. If I catch that ball, that means when I am catching the ball, I am applying some force on the ball because ball is in motion. So as to stop that, I will have to apply some force. Okay, so if I catch the ball, let's say some ball is coming towards me. If I catch the same ball then that means I am applying some force. So by applying the force, I can stop the ball. So force can change state of motion. Force can set any object into motion from the state of rest, and with the force we can stop any moving object also. See next. Force can change the direction of motion. Yes, force can change direction of motion of object. For example, let's say in cricket match we all have seen bowler throws the ball towards batsman. Okay, let's say bowler is throwing the ball in this direction. So when batsman will hit the ball, so let's say the batsman has hit the ball in this direction. So the ball will go in this direction. Bowler thrown the ball in this direction, but the batsman hit the ball in this direction. So ball went in that direction. So the force can change the direction of motion of an object. Next is force can change shape of an object. Okay, let's say this is a pillow. If I apply force on this, I can change shape. Okay, so with the force, shape of the object can be changed. And more than this, like force can change the direction of motion, I want to add here one more point. Force can increase the speed of motion also. Okay, let's say some ball is rolling on the ground. Okay, ball is rolling with slow speed. Okay, the ball is already in motion. If I kick that ball with a greater amount of force, so what will happen? The speed of ball will increase. Okay, so force can change direction of motion, and force can also increase the speed of moving object. So these are the effects of force. Let's revise once again. Force can change state of motion of the object. Force can change direction of motion, and force can change shape of an object. After understanding this, now we will see various types of forces. Now we will study kinds of force, or we can say types of force. So force has been classified into two types: contact force and non-contact force. Very clear from name, contact force means the force which comes into picture when two objects they are in physical contact with each other and bring some changes. Okay, it will be more clear when we will be discussing the types of these forces. For example, muscular force. Muscular force means the force which is exerted by the muscles of body. Okay, for example, lifting bag. Okay, for example, there is some bag on table. Okay, and if I want to lift the bag, so when I am lifting the bag with the help of my hand, so the force is being generated by the muscles of arms. Okay, so the muscular force means the force which is exerted by the muscles of body. Another example, let's say someone is walking on floor. Okay, so when someone is walking on floor, that means the force is being exerted by the muscles of legs. And why we are saying this? Why we are saying muscular force as a contact force? Because let's say when I want to lift something, so I will have to touch that. When I am picking that object, so there is physical contact with my hand. There is physical contact between my hand and that object. So that's why the muscular force is contact force. Okay. For example, a horse is pulling a cart. Okay. So the pull force is being exerted by the muscles of horse. Now you might be thinking that how it is a contact force. When horse is pulling the cart, so there is some contact between horse and cart. Then only horse can pull it. Okay. So the muscular force is a contact force and it is exerted by the muscles of body. Next is mechanical force. Mechanical force means the force which is generated by machines. In case of muscular force, I took the example of lifting a bag or picking up a bag. Now, if I want to lift a heavy stone, okay, then I will have to, let's say, lifting a heavy stone with the help of crane. So here, Crane is the machine. Okay, so when crane is lifting up stone, so the force is being generated by the machine. Okay, another example like making a hole, or we can say drilling a hole in wall with the help of a drill machine. So in both these cases, like lifting a heavy stone by the crane or making a hole into the wall by the drill machine, you can see there is contact between the machine and the object. Okay, so the mechanical force, it is also contact force. The last one is frictional force. We have studied this frictional force in chapter 6. What is frictional force? Let's say there is some ball rolling on ground, okay, and we know that after some time the ball will stop on its own. Who is stopping the ball? Let's say ball is rolling. No one is stopping that ball. But even after that, after some time, the ball will stop on its own. Why? Because of the frictional force, or we can say friction. Okay, friction comes into picture when there are two objects are in contact, and at least one of them is in motion. Frictional force, it always acts opposite to the direction of motion of object. Okay, so frictional force is also a contact force because it comes into picture only when two objects are in motion, and at least one of them is in when the two objects they are in contact, and at least one of them is in motion. Now let's move on to the non-contact forces. Non-contact force means the force which is because of attraction or repulsion between two objects, but there is no physical contact between those two objects. Magnetic force. We know that if an iron object will be brought near to a magnet, so what will happen? The iron object will stick to the magnet. Okay, so let's say this is a magnet. If any iron object will be brought near to this, so it will stick to it. So magnet, that means magnet is exerting a pull force on the magnetic object. Magnetic object, for example iron, means the object which gets attracted to magnet. Okay, so the force which is exerted by magnet on magnetic objects is magnetic force. Or we know that the similar poles of the magnets, they repel each other. Okay, like north pole of one magnet, if it is brought near the north pole of the another magnet, they will repel each other. Okay, so the force exerted by one magnet on another magnet, or we can say the force exerted by one magnet on any magnetic object. This is magnetic force, and here we can see that the magnet is exerting force on another magnetic object or on another magnet, but there is no physical contact between them. So it is a non-contact force. Next is gravitational force. We know that leaves, fruits from the tree, they fall towards ground. And if I turn on the tap, water always falls towards ground. Why is it so? Is anything attracting all these objects? Yes. Earth applies a pull force on all the freely falling objects. And this force is known as gravitational force. So when the objects, they are falling towards the ground, means Earth is exerting a pull force on them. But there is no contact between Earth and that object. So it is a non-contact force. Next is electrostatic force. Electrostatic force means the force which is exerted by a charged body on any other uncharged body or another charged body. Such type of force is called electrostatic force, and this is also a non-contact force. So this is all for today. Thank you.